Hey lovelies, it's Teely here, and today I am going to be sharing my tips, tricks, and secrets on how to get a 5 on the AP Chemistry exam. To be honest, there's no secrets, it's just a bunch of tips and advice that I have to give you. So if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Don't forget to subscribe and make sure to comment down below what other video you will want to see from me. Okay, so let's get started with the prep books. So I bought 2 prep books because I felt like I just wasn't really prepared for AP Chemistry. Chemistry was a harder subject for me, and so I decided that I should get 2 prep books so that I could be more prepared. So I got the Barron's book and also the Princeton book. So I'm going to be listing the pros and the cons of both books. So for the Barron's book, I spent the week before the AP Chem exam like reading everything. I read the whole Barron's book, and I just felt that it was very detailed, so that was a pro. But a con was that it was too wordy and it was really hard for me to absorb any of the information. So after I was done reading it, I felt like I kind of wasted my time reading it, but at the same time I didn't waste my time because by reading it I feel like I still like reviewed everything, which was nice. But the Princeton one was much better for me. So another pro was that there were a lot of tests. So there were 3 diagnostic tests and 3 practice tests. I did all 3 diagnostic tests, but the con was that some of the answers were wrong, or they just didn't match up to the answer explanation didn't really match up to the question or the answers. And I feel like that's really bad of a prep book, because a prep book is supposed to give you correct information and it's supposed to like make everything less stressful. So while I was doing the test, it was very stressful for me because I just feel like I wasted a lot of time doing all those tests and there wasn't even an answer explanation for it. Now for the Princeton review, it was much better. The thing is, I didn't read the Princeton review, but I feel like I should have done that because it was very concise. It was separated by the 6 big ideas, and I know I spelled separated wrong in the video, but I'm sorry. So it was separated by the 6 big ideas, so I thought that it was very well organized and it was a good prep book. And I would use the Princeton review to review any like little details that I didn't really understand, and it really helped me understand. Now it might be different from you, like the Barron's might be better for you and not me, but my teacher always said that get a prep book that you understand, and so for me the Princeton review was a much better prep book. And so the tests were very helpful, and there were free responses after every section and multiple choice questions as well. So they asked you questions that tied into one of the 6 big ideas, and I really liked that. And I did every single question after each section, so I think that really helped me get a 5 also. So all in all, the Princeton review was much better than the Barron's, in my opinion. I don't think there were anything bad about it because it was very helpful, like the free responses and like the labs. that really helped me on the AP exam. Okay, so now I am just going to be showing you guys how I utilize my prep book. So I would annotate some stuff. I use different color pens to make it more fun. And as you can see on the practice test, I got a lot wrong. And I guess I didn't really improve that much, but it really helped me practice and it gave me all the practice. And so I would do like every single free response and also multiple choice question after each section, and that really helped me. As you can see, my diagnostic tests were really bad, but it's okay. So for the Barron's book, I also kind of annotated some stuff. I did like the multiple choice, and I think I didn't do much of the free response. Oh, I forgot to mention one pro of the Barron's book was that it had like a little chart for you to write down what you got wrong for each like concept, and it really helped me like see which concepts I should review and which I should which concepts I was better at. Okay, so now I am going to be giving you some tips on how to study depending on what kind of learner you are. So there's 3 types of learners. There's kinesthetic, there's visual, and there's audio. So I'm a kinesthetic learner, so I'm more familiar with how to study and the successes of those study tips. So number 1 is do lots of practice, because since you're a kinesthetic learner, you learn by doing stuff, and I feel like practicing a lot is very important. Number 2 is annotate when reading. It helps you connect with the text, and when you write stuff, it's like you're doing stuff, and it really helps you remember the concepts. And number 3, rewrite notes to capture main ideas. So don't rewrite all your notes, rewrite only the main ideas, and then in your head you can talk to yourself about the details, and that's how I study for my tests. So for a visual learner, number 1, you want to use notes, diagrams, and charts, because I know for a visual learner, you learn by looking at stuff and you really absorb more information by doing that. Number 2, do mind maps, and I know there's a lot of YouTube videos on how to make mind maps, so you could go look up those. And number 3, watch videos talking about AP chemistry topics. So I think when you watch videos, it's like you're looking at people doing stuff, and I feel like if you watch people like do the problem, it really helps you learn how to do the problem. And for audio learner, I am not really familiar with audio learners, but I think number 1, you should record your teacher's lectures with permission, of course. And then number 2, go over notes while listening to those recordings. And number 3, it's the same thing, but pay attention to lectures, because for audio learners, you learn by listening to people, and I think you could also watch videos also. You can listen to people explain, and I think that's how you absorb the information. Now I will be talking about how I studied for the AP Chemistry exam. So for the prep books, I read everything in the Barron's book. Like I said before, I read every single thing, like the little tips and the side. I read every single thing, and I don't regret it that much, but in the end, I feel like the Barron's was really too wordy. I don't know if I absorbed any of the information. I mean, I hope I did, but there was that. I did the 3 diagnostic tests in the Barron's, but not the practice test. Okay, so the thing was, I've covered this before, but the answers in the Barron's book don't really match up to the explanations, and I didn't like that because I felt that I wasted all my time doing the practice, like the diagnostic tests, and then there's no like right answer for me to read about. And so I just like didn't do the practice test because I just didn't think the Barron's book was good for me, in my opinion. But for the Princeton Review, I did every single thing in the book. I did all the free responses and also the multiple choice questions after each section. And that really helped me because on the AP test, you don't know which section they're going to pick out the free responses from. And so I think it's really helpful if you review like all like the all 6 big ideas from AP Chem, and that's why the Princeton Review was very helpful. I also did all 2 practice tests in the Princeton Review, so that really helped me organize my time, got me more familiar with the multiple choice section of the test. I feel like I was more prepared on the free responses than on a multiple choice section, and so I think the Princeton Review was very helpful on that. So at school, my teacher gave us all the previous AP tests to practice, and I believe you can find it on College Board's website. I'm going to link it in the description box below, where you can find all those tests to practice. And she gave us a lot less time to do things, which was very helpful because time was not something that I worry about during the exam. I'm sorry, I can't talk today. But, so yeah, she would give us like less than 90 minutes on the multiple choice, like I would say 30 to 45 minutes. And so it really helped us pace ourselves. And during the AP exam, I took my time because I knew that I was going to finish no matter what. But she also gave us like 12 minutes on the free response when we're like supposed to have 30, and that was very, very helpful. So if your teacher doesn't do that, I would recommend you to give yourself a little bit less time on the practice test on the prep books for the multiple choice section and also the free response. So make sure to keep track of your time. Try to pace yourself, but also try not to rush, but like do everything quickly also. So now I am going to give you guys some last minute tips on how to get a 5 on the AP Chem exam. Okay, so you can just watch me write that pretty calligraphy. No, it's actually really bad. My books were in the way and it was so hard to write that. But anyways, I wanted the books in there because it fits into the aesthetic. So tip number 1, read. Okay, so reading is so important, even though for me, I can't absorb any information while I read. I still attain some of it, like the main ideas, and it also helps you review. So read prep book, read your textbook. So I only really use my textbook for like the first 2 chapters for our summer assignment, and also for like 2 or 3 other chapters over the year, but that's it. But read the prep book because I think that really helps. Okay, tip number 2, go over your notes. Go over diagrams, charts. See, I can't speak today, I'm sorry. Notes contain the main information, and if you go over them, then you kind of already have like the main concepts in your brain. And also know what to memorize, so like the solubility rules, basically the solubility rules, shapes and geometry, all that fun stuff. Tip number 3, practice, practice, practice. I can't stress how important practicing is. It helped me a lot because it was just, since I'm a kinesthetic learner, I did like basically everything and it helped a lot. So do practice tests, practice free response, which is on College Board's website. And I think I might be wrong, but I don't think the multiple choice is on the website, but you could definitely ask your teacher to get you the free, not free response, the multiple choice test for you to practice. Excuse me, my voice is, I don't know what's happening to my voice, but anyways, tip number 4, be prepared. So in the morning, eat a healthy breakfast and also have all your test supplies ready. You don't want to run around in the morning finding like your pencils and calculators. It's very stressful and you don't need that much stress on the morning of exam day. Number 5, don't be nervous. Just don't be nervous. That's it. Thanks for watching. Love you guys. Bye.